Today's session will be on the science of reading. Your job now for this session will be to create a table tent using the cardstock provided. On both sides of the cardstock, you are to write your first and last name legibly and visibly. All the work that we do in Aldine ISD revolves around the literacy vision statement of the district. Aldine ISD will provide academically rigorous and cultural relevant literacy instruction that prepares all students to be analytical readers, skillful writers, and effective communicators for success in college, career, and life. The norms for this session are to be present physically, emotionally, and intellectually, be honest, name concerns and potential pitfalls, be respectful, honor everyone's contributions, live in the learning, capture new knowledge as needed. We're going to use the universal silent signal, and that will just be of raising the hand, and adopt a culture of practice and being vulnerable to constructive feedback. And we'll use that at the end for our ending activity. At the end of this session, participants will be able to explain the importance and benefit of rigorous reading instruction, identify the 5 essential components of effective reading instruction, and practice constructing activities that will create analytical readers. Opening activity, you will need your table tent. After reading the quotes on the left side of the screen, you're going to write a 1 to 2 sentence reflection on how the quote resonates to you. After you have completed writing your reflection, you're going to discuss your response with your table group. You have 5 minutes to complete the activity. Begin. In today's session, you will need your participant guide to follow along. In the participant guide, you will notice there are blanks that need to be filled in. You're going to use the red words from the screen to fill in the blanks. At the top of the screen with red words on each slide, you will see the symbol that is on the screen. The symbol is a red alert. That tells you that there are important words that are in red that need to be used to fill in the blanks. Now, let's look at our reality. TA states that 80% of students who read below grade level demonstrate weakness in decoding and word recognition. In other words, 60% of children are not learning to read, and 80% of children lack word decoding skills. Here's another reality. Only 4 out of 10 students met the 3rd grade reading standard. But it doesn't have to remain that way. Looking at this data tells us why it is important that we explicitly teach each component of reading so that we can build successful readers and change the future of our students. Let's dive right in and talk about the 5 core components of literacy comprehension. Okay, we have our first red text alert. Remember, use your participant guide to fill in the blanks with the important words in red. All students benefit from explicit systematic reading instruction using the 5 essential components of reading instruction, which are phonics, phonemic awareness, vocabulary, comprehension, and fluency. The first component is phonemic awareness. Students who have phonemic awareness are likely to have an easier time learning to read and spell than students who have few or none of these skills. Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate different sounds. It is also the foundation for spelling and word recognition. It is comprised of 2 levels: phonological sensitivity, meaning a conscious awareness of larger, more salient sound structures within words, including syllables and subsyllabic elements, which is onset and rhymes. And phonemic awareness, meaning explicit awareness of the individual phonemes, the distinct units of sounds that comprise spoken words. Here's a checklist that you can use to see if the students have mastered the skill of phonological awareness. We're going to focus on 4 levels of phonological awareness. The first level would be the word level. If the students can recognize how many words are in a sentence, they can move on to the syllable level. In the syllable level, if the students can segment and blend words of at least 3 syllables, they can move on to the rhyme level. In the rhyme level, if students understand the concept of rhyming, recognize and generate rhyming words, they're ready to move on to the sound level. In the sound level, if they isolate the beginning or ending sounds in words, segment and blend sounds in a word with 3 sounds, and change a sound in a word to make a new word in familiar games and songs, they have mastered the skill. The next component that we will discuss is phonics. The goal of phonics instruction is to help students learn and use the alphabetic principle. The understanding of relationships between written letters and spoken sounds. Knowledge of the alphabetic principle contributes greatly to the children's ability to read. Okay, we have another red text alert. So phonics instruction is the acquisition of letter sound correspondence and their use in reading and spelling. Phonics instruction focuses on teaching sound spelling relationships and is associated with print. There are 4 principles in phonics instruction. Instruction needs to be explicit and systematic. Instruction should also focus on only 1 or 2 letter sound associations at a time. Instruction should follow a continuum of complexity, and instruction needs to combine practice with application. The next component that we will discuss is vocabulary. Vocabulary plays an important role in learning to read and is also very important to reading comprehension. Okay, you're ready? We have another red alert. Vocabulary. Vocabulary development is learning the meaning of new words and concepts in different contexts. Teaching students to learn new words involves providing explicit instruction about important words from text and helping them learn strategies to independently learn new words. As texts increase in complexity, students need strategies to continue to expand their oral and written vocabulary. Here are some vocabulary strategies that you can use in your classroom. Take a second and read over the strategies. The next component is fluency. Fluency provides a bridge between word recognition and comprehension. Because fluent readers do not have to concentrate on decoding words, they can focus their attention on what the text means. Fluent readers recognize words and comprehend at the same time. Red text alert. Fluency. Fluency is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. Fluency is also important because it's a bridge between word recognition and comprehension. Here are some reading strategies that you can use in your classroom to develop reading fluency. Can I have a volunteer to read the following strategies? Thank you. The final component that we'll discuss today is comprehension. Research has shown that instruction and comprehension can help students understand what they read, remember what they read, and communicate with others about what they read. Red text alert. Comprehension is the ability to understand and gain meaning from language. Comprehension also is the ability or the direct result of active reading in which readers think about their reading, make connections and inferences to understand the text. Take a moment and read over the activities that you can use in your classroom to build comprehension skills. Scarborough's reading rule shows how all the skills tie together to make a skilled reader. Time to get up and move. For this activity, you will need a marker. Taped around the room are 5 reading activities, one activity for each component. You are going to walk around and evaluate each activity. Either you're going to mark exemplar or under the needs improvement. You're going to have 4 minutes to walk and decide if it's great or if it's not so great. After the 4 minutes, you're going to return back to your table and you'll be given an additional 3 minutes to talk with your table group about your findings. Look on your table and you will see a hot pink slip of paper. On that sheet of paper, you will have one of the 5 reading components that you're going to complete today. With your table group, you are going to create an effective reading activity using the criteria presented to you today. All the materials are on the back table. You are going to use either the poster board or you're going to act out a skit to create a visual of the activity that you have using everything that you've learned today. You have 15 minutes to create the activity. In conclusion, here's a simple view of reading. Remember, you need decoding plus instruction and comprehension to create a skilled and successful reader. Thank you for your attention today.